Hello, and thanks for joining us on the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Gen Con and the gaming capital of the world, this is the Established Facts. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of the Established Facts.
Sorry, I had to blow the dust off.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. I guess we are a few episodes behind, but we want to thank everybody for their patience. We got a really fun opportunity to record with our friend Keith Bird from Kicked in the Dicebags, so he's on here tonight.
Hey, guys.
And I'm going to go around the table and do a quick introduction, and then we'll get into it.
This is Prime.
And this is Josh.
And then we have Keith.
Hey, my name's Keith. This is how I normally talk.
And this is Don, your host. And that's it.
That's
Four.
Keeping
That's
it
it.
small today.
That's right. That's
Fantastic Four.
keeping it quaint.
Fantastic Four.
/ Keith sent me a Facebook message. It was like, do you want to get together and
let's hang
podcast
out.
tonight?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right.
I just want to be on anything at this
There you
point.
go.
I will go anywhere and talk about anything.
He's hoeing out to any
really?
podcast that'll let him.
Well, it's
you
not
know.
really. It's that whole Fear the Boot network of podcasts.
Yeah.
That's just. Hey,
We're
we
just
need a
one
guy.
big
Okay.
incestuous
We
family.
need a dude.
No, okay, really?
At this time of night, most people are partying.
We can
That's right.
we can get rid of that. I apologize to Josh in advance. I will control.
Started off
I will-
early.
If you are not familiar with Kicked into Dice Bags, we are a wild show.
That's right.
We are pretty much like the late night show where
That's
you
right.
can go and talk about anything, and we
kinda-
don't edit because I'm lazy.
We're kind of like Dr. Oz for gaming.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, and then you have Fear the
I don't recommend green
Yeah,
coffee.
no.
Just-
You
You don't recommend green coffee bean extract?
no.
You have Fear the Boot, which is more like Jay Leno.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Okay,
you have
okay.
Kicked in the Dice Bags, which is more like HBO Late Night.
Yeah, it's
I was going to say Craig Ferguson, but that
Craig
works.
Ferguson, yeah.
Or
Oh my gosh.
If you remember,
No,
politically
I mean-
incorrect with Craig Kilborn.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Politically correct. Sorry.
Politically correct, yeah.
taxi cab confessionals.
Yeah,
I know what's up.
that's right. That's right. Dice Bag Confessionals. That's what.
That's what it is.
We just created their next segment.
There you go. There you go.
That would
What
mean
are
they'd
segments?
have to plan a segment, right?
Yeah, we'd have to plan something. We used to plan things. Those first 15 episodes, we had format. It was great, and then now we just kind of go like,
And then you got
"You wanna
comfortable."
yeah. Then we got comfortable, and then we just like, oh wait, we don't have to do any of this prep, and it's almost as good. All right, let's
Yep.
do with that.
Let's
Enough
rock
for
it.
me.
Well, we were kind of talking
Cool.
a little bit before the show, so Keith, we're going to give you an opportunity. I don't know if we've ever done this. I know you've been on the show a few times, but
I don't think I've ever been on Established Facts.
really,
Adam's been on.
I
Established
thought you'd
Facts.
At least been on once.
I've been mentioned.
You know what?
on
I think
Established
what I'm
Facts.
confused about. We have been on.
Yes,
we have
you've been on
your
my show.
That's right.
I have not
on your
been.
show.
You've been to my neck of the woods. Now I'm in. Now I'm in
you're
your
our
pool,
herd. That's right.
and I have to play by your rules.
Well, all right.
as I've been
Well,
told to.
In that case, then please entertain some of our listeners, the four that we might have, and
Well, we have at least 4, the ones that aren't here.
yeah, well, yeah, but only 3 of them listen to our show
I
outside
know.
of the show. Anyhow, if you could give us kind of an introduction on who you are and what you do and how you are kind of associated with us and other podcasters.
So, Kicked in the Dice Bags is not my creation. It is a creation of Christopher Mays and a few other folks, Jonathan Landriff, a few other individuals. Kind of came from a Fear the Con. I believe it was like Fear the Con 2. It was a very early one, either 1 or 2, maybe 3. I'm not really. No, it was not 3. It was at least 1 or 2. Where Chris was talking with Dan from Fear to Boot, and expressed that he wanted to start a podcast and wanted to make a podcast where anyone can kind of come and, because like Fear to Boot is a very clean cut show, very, very much like the Established Facts. And Maze wanted to have kind of like a more, you can talk about politics, you can talk about religion, you can kind of express yourself a little bit more freely. And that's kind of like was one of the more intimidating things about it, because it's just like, it's the internet. Anything you put on the internet is going to live forever.
Yep.
And then I got involved, I think it's almost been 3 years since I became involved. 2010. Yeah, so it's been 3 years since I started. Maze was looking for some hosts. I was a avid Fear to Boot listener, and basically Maze had Dan kind of shout out, hey, he needed people. I did a podcast, a very short-lived podcast before that, and I was like, hey, I got audio equipment, let's go. And it started with 2 shows, because we had like 8 people kind of answer the call, and then it slowly kind of just whittled its way down to like me, Adam Gottfried. We had Chad on the show so many times that Chad just became a host, and we regularly, when we have episodes, sometimes we'll have a couple other Fear to Boot people on our show. And that's basically a real brief rundown of that. It is very off the cuff. We do not edit. We curse. We say terrible things. So if you're not cool with that, you probably shouldn't listen. But if you're cool with that, I don't know. You're a terrible person too.
I know that the first couple, because I am probably one of the newer on our podcast, probably one of the newer listeners to Fear the Boot, and I probably started listening to them about probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and not very long after I started listening to Fear the Boot, and that was actually, other than this podcast, that was actually the first podcast I'd started listening to, and then I was like, well, I really like this. Like, this is really cool. Let me check out some other ones. And so I just started checking out a bunch of different ones, and I think Kicked in the Dicebags was the second one, and I think because I was used to our format, and then I was used to their format, that when I listened to Kicked in the Dicebags,
you were used to
like,
format.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on in this show?
It is a train wreck sometimes, but it's awesome.
It was a really kind of like culture shock, experience. But it was really fun because in the end of it, I was like, I don't necessarily know if I liked or didn't like that. I think I actually have to listen to another episode. And
you had a completely ambivalent experience.
Yeah,
it was like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it, but I kind of want to give it another chance.
And you know what? And then I started listening to it on a more frequent basis with you and Chris Mays and Adam, and then especially with Chad in there. And then I know Julia's been on a few times, and Dan.
Yeah.
And
we'll have anybody on.
I love it. I think it's definitely... Like, I have found that Kicked in the Dicebags, where Fear the Boot and the Established Facts have kind of a format. It's a little bit different from each other, but there's definitely a format there. Kicked in the Dicebags, I call a podcast for podcasters. Like,
wow,
like that is the podcast that I like to listen to when all I want to do is just hang out. You know what I mean? Like, if all I want to do is just veg out and just laugh my butt off, that's what I listen to. It's
awesome.
Just fun. So I definitely applaud you for that. I think you guys do
thank
really
you for
good
the
stuff.
Compliments. Thank you.
Hey man, not a problem. I know that you guys are kind of in an episode recording slump, and so are we. But
dude, November sucks for trying to do anything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's almost over now. We're recording this at the end of November,
and especially with what a big time period in gaming it is with the November and December right now. Obviously, with the video games and the role-playing games are coming out, and Kickstarters are going crazy right now.
Oh, yeah.
Kickstarters are popping off, man. So it's crazy.
Speaking of that, and kind of getting into what we do best, I was online the other day, and I saw a Kickstarter plug for... we actually have 2 new cons coming to Indianapolis this coming year, which I'm super stoked about.
Gaming capital of the world.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're not necessarily gaming. I mean, they do have gaming present at them, but one of them is actually Indiana Comic Con, which we've never had a really big Comic Con here in Indiana.
I guess
the closest one is in Chicago.
Somebody told me that part of it is, I guess Chicago had like 1 or 2 during the year, and they are bringing one of them here.
Oh, are they?
Instead of having both of them there. But I don't know if that's
I'm
true
really
or not.
excited about that.
Yeah.
Because they've
I'm
actually
super
got
excited about
they've got like
Comic-Con.
2 or 3 really awesome like special guests coming. Maisie Williams, who plays Arya from Game of Thrones.
Nice.
She's going to be there, and then there's a couple other really cool people that I'm super stoked about seeing. But we also have what's called Indie PopCon, and it's really just a pop culture, internet, TV, gaming, comic book, just a general convention that is coming in June.
End of June.
Oh, nice.
And they
Well,
just started a
It's
Kickstarter for
it's
it.
coming as long as the Kickstarter does well.
Right,
That's the,
right. They need to raise. They only need to raise 12 grand.
Yep.
And when I saw it the other day, they still had like a month to go.
Yeah.
And they were already at 2.
Yeah. It
So-
just popped
Those
up.
those
That's right.
regional Kickstarters are tough because with a product or a thing where it could be digital or it could be shipped, anyone can take a part of it. When it's like, I see a bunch for like, oh, we want to open a bar or we want to do this here at this specific location.
Right.
As much as I would love to come to, Indianapolis and go to this great con, but it's just like, a lot of people are like, I'm not going to really get a benefit out of it,
Right.
so I don't want to put my money down on it.
Right.
Well, what they did with this con, this Kickstarter is actually being set up the way you read the text as we want to see who wants to come.
Yeah.
So the Kickstarter levels are the already ticket prices
Yeah.
that
So
they
like
offered.
for $45, you
It's
get
a
a
3-day
pass.
pass.
You get the
Oh, that's
3-day
cool.
pass.
And then I can tell you this, doing a little bit of research, because I work with a guy who's getting ready to start a podcast, video company, critical something, I don't remember, Critical Hit Entertainment or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And $125 a booth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It gives you like an 8x10 space, and
That's
for every booth you
cheap.
pay for,
That's cheap.
so some people are buying like 2 and 3. For every
You
booth
get
you
like
pay
2.
for, you get a guaranteed interview with one of the guests.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
worth it.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it is.
So
You guys should have a booth there.
We're
working on it.
We're working on it. Yeah,
Um,
we're working on getting some.
Classic Derek, as we called him in the last episode. He's going to so hate us when we make that stick, but is working on his product with the Universal Storytelling System that he demoed at Fear the Con and at Gen Con this year. And
He'll
he's
have
hoping
a booth at Gen Con. I know that for sure.
by Gen Con, we're hoping to do kind of a triple action booth where the Established Facts, the Pelican Project, and
A couple
Bonnie's
other-
Trinkets
couple
or
other
whatever
things, yeah.
are going to take over a booth and just sell a bunch of ring-ding stuff and like record podcasts in the middle of the con or something stupid.
We are going to be the flea
Sell
market
Chosky's,
booth.
yes.
Yeah. How are you getting people in? I don't know. Let's do it. Hey.
You want it? We got it.
That's right.
Hey, I got this cut up microphone cable that we use for the podcast. Sell it for $5. Just you can take that. That's
There's
yours.
a homeless guy out there selling Folexes. Bring him in here.
I got some telephone lines from the 1990s. You want some of that?
Yeah. Used cassette player. What's
Booth
It's
slash
vintage.
like
It's a
booth
perfect
slash
opportunity
garage
for a
sale.
yard sale.
Yeah, yeah. I just said that.
Oh man,
Con yard sale.
Gen Con yard sale. Good grief.
We
that's
gotta
how I'll
stop-
probably. That's probably how I'll pay to go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
Is I'll just sell a bunch of
There you
kicked
go.
in the Dicebags memorabilia.
There you go.
I got a bunch of those Dicebags left. We need to have some contests to get rid
Definitely.
of those.
I'm just saying we'll gladly
take
take some.
I got like 12. Let me see how things go, and I'll send a couple your way.
We'll promote.
gonna
We'll
say.
promote the crew
CustomDicebags.com. Your home to custom dice bags.
Hold on. Time out. I need a moment of silence
Yeah.
for Keith Bird's plug. Jeez.
That's awesome.
I know I always talk mess about plugs, but we're not doing like back-to-back plugs.
No.
Oh, when there's been a Keith that has been referenced hating on something, that's been usually me listening to
Oh,
Established
that's
Facts.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I've been mentioned. I always listen to like the random episodes.
You
Like,
are the most popular non-established factor that I think we have because we talk about you
I'll take
all
it.
the time.
I'll take
That's
it.
mainly
You and
because you
Chad.
talk trash.
You and
Oh,
Chad. Suck it, Chad.
Yeah. See, now you said his name, and now you've invoked him,
He
so
has to listen.
he has
know
to
the
listen.
rules.
He knows the rules of the Chad.
That's right. So we
Movies.
do have a couple actual topics for this episode, which is
Okay.
neat.
Oh, we're actually going to talk about gaming stuff?
Well, kind
Well,
of.
sort of.
Kind of. We we were kind of talking before the show, like, what's kind of the fun stuff that's coming out. And obviously, we've got, like, the Xbox and the PS4 and the Wii U and all these really cool next-generation systems, which I think we'll try and get into tonight. But one thing that I think would be really fun for us to kind of start on, kind of warm up and stretch our podcast muscles, since we haven't done this in a minute.
I know.
It's just kind of, getting into some of the fun, geeky, if you will, like movies and entertainment and stuff like that that's been coming out. There's been a lot of really good board games that just came out, a lot of really good computer games, a lot of really good movies.
This is the part of the episode where we act like the postcards from the dungeon, our resident movie reviewers.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't think we've seen half of the movies, so it's not like we have to. We don't have a spoiler warning because we haven't seen. Yeah, we haven't seen any.
Either we haven't seen them or they haven't come out yet. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with Keith. He's our guest. Why not? Keith, give me the top 3 movies that you know have come out. Let's say October. We'll give you a little bit of time. So let's say October to December. That quarter.
No pressure.
Top 3 movies
no pressure
that you have seen or want to see.
Have I seen 3 movies? Are we box office, or can I just go off a back catalog?
It's also excited.
Or anything that you're super excited about seeing. So, like, if you're really stoked about seeing the new
movies, and if you have seen something that came out or you just saw it within the last couple of months,
we break the rules all the time, so it's just a parameter.
Okay.
Saw on like Netflix or
4-2, that was rad. I saw that recently. The new 4 movie, Dark World.
I thought he said 4-2. I'm like, you just.
I have a very slight speech impediment, so like it's real.
Okay.
The th stuff.
Way to make him feel
Thor.
Like
I'm really not trying to. That's what I heard.
Good job.
Thor. So I had to really think about it. So Thor 2. There we go.
Okay.
That was rad. The first one was okay. Like Thor is not really one of my favorite comic book characters. See, now I'm having to like focus on it.
You're good.
I feel really self-conscious right now.
It's all right. I'm just recording everything you say.
Yeah, no pressure. And it's not like you don't have the editing skills to make me just seem completely dumb.
I know what you're talking about, sending you through a high pass filter at a very high speed.
Okay. But no, I mean, it's the first one was all right. It's not really one of my favorite Marvel characters. I'm more of an X-Men guy. I'm not really an Avengers or anything like that. But it was good. It was solid. The action was good. It really sets up the next big arc for the Marvel franchise. The teaser at the end is awesome. I don't want to give too much away if people haven't seen it yet, but stay till the end.
As I give the advice, anytime you ever see a Marvel movie, stay after the credits.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, the action was good. Good character development. I dug that a lot. Other movie I saw this quarter, Captain Phillips. That movie was tense.
That was the Tom Hanks movie, right?
That was a Tom Hanks getting abducted by Somali pirates movie.
Gotcha.
Not to be confused with the other non-Tom Hanks Somali pirates movie. It is a tense movie because it's been a while since that's based on a real event, and it's been a while since I've really read up on that whole goings down. And that was just, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time because they just kind of ratchet up this like tension. And it's like, you don't know, like, the people that are playing the Somali people are, like, super authentic, scary-looking stuff, and you just don't know what they're going to do. And how they kind of, they're on the ship, and, like, the crew is, like, hiding and all this other stuff. And I thought it was all going to take place on the boat. And then, like, halfway through that movie, they're off the boat. And he's, like, held hostage in a lifeboat. Not to spoil anything, but it's a real event. So learn your current events, people. That's all I got to say about it. But it was good. It was really good. That Hunger Games movie, I'll probably end up watching it because I got a girlfriend and she likes stuff like that. The last Hunger Games movie, I thought was pretty good, actually. It was all right. I don't know. Movies aren't my thing. I don't get too like. I like the Marvel ones. I'm kind of stoked on the new X-Men movie that's coming out next summer. That one looks promising. First Class was awesome.
Yeah,
First Class hit all the. That was probably the best X-Men movie ever. Was First Class.
Now, are you going to go see The Hobbit when it comes out in December?
Oh yeah. Oh dude. Oh man. I forgot The Hobbit. Yes, I will go see The Hobbit.
I loved it. I heard the censor happen. That was hilarious.
I'm trying. I should really just mess with you and just sound like I curse, but don't really curse.
We could just
Fudge.
Phooey.
Shnikes.
There you go.
There we go.
The most recent episode of Family Guy used the French word for seal, which is apparently fawk.
Yeah.
And he just kept using words like dirty fuck and like combinations. PHOQUE or something like that. And I was like,
That's
really?
awesome. The French. The French. But yeah, Hobbit, that's going to be awesome. I mean, I don't. It's kind of stretching The Hobbit out well too far, and it's like kind of an obvious money grab. But I like. Now I'm blanking on the director's name. Jackson used to be Peter Jackson. Used to be fat, not fat.
he's not fat anymore?
Formerly
He's not fat anymore.
Formerly Fat Jackson.
Yeah, formerly
Fat Jack.
Fat Jackson.
formerly Fat Jackson. I like his movies for the most part. So I mean, I love the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're adding other things that kind of don't need to be there, but it's a fun ride. I'm not a Tolkien purist. I just like good stories and good stuff, and it seems fine. It's entertaining. It's nothing to get all worked up about. Those are my movies. Someone else go.
All right. Prime.
All right, so I'm definitely looking forward to that new X-Men movie coming out next summer. Let's see. Movies as far as what I've seen. I don't know when Wolverine came out.
That has come and gone.
Yeah,
Was it September?
That's on Blu-ray, I believe, now.
Oh, well, fine.
Yeah.
December something.
Well, anyway, that was a good one.
Still haven't seen it.
Still a good one.
Still haven't seen it either.
Let's see. Yeah, otherwise, I'm looking forward to the Thor. I'm looking forward to Hunger Games. I don't really know about as far as a whole lot of movies coming out this month or next month.
Well, if you don't say The Hobbit, I'm going to punch you because we just talked about it.
Well, I know that. I mean, obviously, the three that you just talked about is the three that I'm looking forward to as well. I don't know anything beyond those three that are coming out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
go for it, Josh.
Well, I saw The Dark World as well.
Yep.
Thor 2, The Dark World. That's why when he said Thor 2, I was like, I don't know it called that. I remember.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot The Dark World. Oh,
Okay. Sorry about that. I really enjoyed that one. We actually went and saw that with
Mike?
a guy. No, well, it was Mike and Kayla, but our buddy Nick was getting married, and we took him
Out
the
in
night.
New York.
We took him the night before his wedding to go see Thor 2, so that was pretty cool.
Which is funny because several years ago when the first Thor came out, we went and saw it for Mike's.
Yes, we did. Mike's
we,
bachelor party in
bachelor
Chicago.
Party. We went and saw it in Chicago.
After that nightmare, but it was still a great trip.
there was only one aspect that was
We came out
nightmare.
smelling like roses, but
Sort of.
$1,600 later and a new transmission in my van.
Smelled like Vikings.
Yeah, that's not
Let's
good.
see. Of course, The Hobbit. Even Hunger Games. I saw the original, and though I haven't read the book, I enjoyed the original. It's a really weird concept, but Catching Fire still looks good to me.
I just watched the original on Netflix over again so that I can refresh my memory.
I know there are more movies coming out in December, but for me, and this
I liked Hunger Games when it was Battle Royale.
Death Race.
I don't. Have you
Running
seen,
Man?
I have to ask this. Prime, have you seen Death Race 2000, which was the original Death Race?
I saw the original, and I actually liked the original more than I liked the
I'm sorry.
redone version.
God, the original was so terribly done.
They ran over old people.
I know that.
Sold. What'd you like about the movie? They ran over old people. Sold.
It was so horrible.
It's like 1,000 points each, man.
Yeah.
But, based off the day we're recording this, we're recording this officially. We're recording on November 23rd.
Oh, you're breaking the magic.
It is the day of the
Right.
doctor. You know what? I don't care. It's the day of the doctor, and today is the Doctor Who 50th anniversary, and I'm super excited about it. I know it's TV.
But for those of you who listened, you're already a week behind.
Absolutely. If you missed it, it's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray the 1st of December.
That's right. Should have DVR'd it.
And it actually and theaters across the country is playing the Monday after. So again, this will still be late, but you had an opportunity to even see it in the theater.
Twice. You had an opportunity twice. People.
I want to say if you're listening to a nerd-themed podcast, you probably know about the Data Doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they'll be okay.
That's okay. I'm super excited about that. And the reason I mentioned that in the movies conversation is because they're treating it like a movie.
Okay.
It's going to be
That's
like
awesome.
Is it feature length?
an hour. It's only going to be like an hour and 10 minutes, but as much promotion
Still
as they've
decent.
done behind it, I think I know more about the Day of the Doctor than I do about Catching Fire. Just from everywhere on Facebook and whatnot. Trailers galore, sneak peeks, and everything. It's so.
Well,
I'm
you
super
watch
excited about
BBC
that.
though.
I don't. It's just all my friends that are my Facebook friends or whatever, and following the Doctor Who hub and Peter Capaldi.
He's just friends with pretentious people.
I am. I don't know what you're talking about. My nose is in the air.
His wife.
My wife is coming into this with surprisingly less knowledge than others that are going to be
Yeah,
here.
but she's seen all of them.
She hasn't.
What?
She
owns it.
Well, I understand.
does.
Yeah, I know. You've seen my
I
DVD
have.
collection in there? More than half of them I watched in the theater.
most of those movies.
And that poster we got her?
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's going to be interesting because we're having about probably 16 people over here to watch it, and
that sounds awesome.
It's like,
4 or 5 people haven't seen like a single episode of Doctor Who.
I've only seen the David Tennant seasons.
I've seen
I've seen 3/4 of the very first episode of the David Tennant.
Okay.
The David Tennant was pretty good.
I started watching with Christopher Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor, and I've watched all the way up through. Deb watched most of Eccleston and Tennant, and then she watched when Matt Smith took over with Jenna Louise Coleman, the current companion. So, but she has not seen the rest of the Matt Smith part with Rory and whatever.
Tomorrow.
So
I saw like grind it out. Marathon that.
Anywho, needless to say, I am a Whovian, and we will be having treats and whatnot tomorrow. So it's
Very
going to be.
cool.
We are now. In stating that, I will not be on Facebook between 2 and 8 o'clock tomorrow because
No
the show's
spoilers.
on at like 2:50 in the afternoon because they're
And then you have a
simulcasting. I have a game in the middle of it, and
Star Wars.
Deb's got dance practice, so I've moved my showtime
right.
to like 6 o'clock. So I won't be on Facebook at all.
Don't call him about it. Don't
be
message him
no
about
spoilers.
it.
That won't matter. We're a week or 2 afterwards. No one's. Somebody calls me after listening to the episode. Hey, did you hear? Blah? Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. Way to go, genius.
It would be awesome if there was like an app that could just exist on your Facebook or on your Google Plus or whatever social networks you use where you can give it keywords and just go like, hey, if it says Doctor Who, I don't want to see it till I tell you to.
I've seen
that would be awesome.
I've seen a Chrome extension that looks for the word spoiler and grays out anything within the vicinity of the word spoiler.
So don't ever look for rotting cabbage.
Oh,
Won't find any.
That's a whole new
Yeah.
That's a whole new definition.
I was
for
stretching.
Spoiler alert.
I was stretching.
That seems like
all good.
Never mind.
It's all
Really?
good.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave it hanging.
He's got
gonna
nothing.
leave it hanging.
He's got nothing.
Okay.
No, I
I got-
do. I just not appropriate for this particular.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so welcome to Kick the Dicebags Players Edition podcast. I'm your host, Keith. Joining me tonight is Prime.
That's right. Factor edition. Yeah.
We have a local radio station that in the morning does factor bullcrap. I think we're
Oh,
just going to
yeah,
take
man.
advantage of this. Right now, we are in the factor bullcrap section.
That's right. So is that what you got, Josh?
Yeah, that's what I got. For
Okay,
now.
cool.
What are you excited about?
Yeah, everything, man. Life.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited about the new Catching Fire. From what I understand, this is all hearsay, but from what I understand, it's actually being trumpeted to kind of hold the standard of movies like The Empire Strikes Back, which I'm kind of interested to find out about. Like, if it's going to be as climactic as something like the second Star Wars movie, I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested in seeing that. There's a couple movies that I still need to catch up on. I haven't seen Wolverine yet. Definitely want to see it. I haven't seen Thor. One movie that came out in September that I really, really, really have to see that I haven't gotten a chance to see yet is the new Riddick movie.
Me too.
And then, of course, The Hobbit. The Hobbit's coming out, and I don't know if there's anything else coming out before the beginning of January that I can think of besides The
Probably
Hobbit.
a bunch of Christmas movies.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I do want to see that. What's the movie with Luke Wilson and
the
Vince
Internship?
Vaughn? The Internship. That looks hilarious.
For IT nerds, it really is.
And then the Green Man.
Yeah, I'm still thrown by that trailer because Vince Vaughn is just so stupid in most of his movies.
Yeah, he's a quintessential silly, goofy actor, but that's kind of like, it reminds me of when I see Ryan Reynolds in like Van Wilder, and then when I see Ryan Reynolds in
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. I'm trying to remember.
Ted.
It's this movie. No, it's this movie that he
because he was in Ted and he showed up as a gay guy. It was hilarious.
Oh,
Nice.
Definitely Maybe. If you've seen Definitely Maybe, where he plays the dad of the little girl who's looking for her mom, like seeing actors that I really enjoy.
Wait, didn't that just ruin a major story plot in that movie?
Shit.
Nah, you're fine.
No, not really. The trailers give that.
Oh, okay.
If you ever watch the trailers on YouTube,
dude, trailers just seem to give so much away now. It's just
Thor being able to fly.
What? No, duh.
Sorry. Anyhow,
He's got wings on his helmet, Don.
yeah, that's true.
he doesn't wear the helmet.
How do you get to Greenwich from here? Take the 3 stops down and get off the train. Oh, sorry.
So good.
But I really enjoy seeing actors be able to play multiple types of roles. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Bruce Willis because he's the same guy in every movie.
He really is.
I'm just saying, ever. He's
Even
the
when he's
same
himself.
guy. Ever.
He's himself.
He is himself, yeah.
Like Denzel
Like, I would
Washington.
never want to actually piss off Bruce Willis because I'm pretty sure he would have a gun somewhere. Like that, and shoot down a helicopter with a 9mm.
However,
that kind of thing.
he's not a tall guy.
He's not. He's not.
But he's strong.
Sylvester Stallone,
Right,
same
he
thing.
might be
Like,
It doesn't matter how tall he is; he'd still mean mug you really bad.
Yeah, I mean, his
he would
looks
kill
up
you
the
with
entire-
his eyeballs.
or his nose. His nose is huge.
It is huge.
I mean,
Sylvester Stallone, same guy in every movie. Expendables, Rocky, Balboa. What is that? Rambo. Like every movie. Every movie, he's the same.
He can be the same guy in every movie if he keeps releasing Expendables movies.
I'm just saying.
Of all the movies I've seen in the past, 2, 3, 5 years or whatever, that is one of the few where it is quite literally exactly what I was expecting.
And so actors like Jason Statham and guys like that, I love seeing their movies. But it's just funny because they're the same dude in every movie.
yeah,
So it's
I would
really
never wanna
nice.
fight Jason Statham either because he would end me like
I just enjoy seeing movies where you have those actors who are not necessarily typecast. And it's really kind of funny to see a character that you've seen in a movie, or an actor, that you've seen in a movie, playing the same kind of role. When people think Robin Williams, they think, oh yeah, he's the funny guy. I love watching a lot of his comedies. But then you see movies like 24-Hour Photo, or Insomnia,
1 hour photo,
or 1 hour photo,
such a creeper in that
or
movie.
or
Oh my
Insomnia
God.
with him and Al Pacino. Like that, you're like, what is going on? You are wrecking my reality right now. Like, I just love that. Like actors being able to put twists into kind of the way that they
horror movie that Ryan Reynolds was in.
The one where he's buried alive.
No, the one where his house is haunted. It was based off of
Amityville.
the Amityville Horror.
Yeah, the Amityville Horror.
That was the first real serious role that I saw him in.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. So, those are definitely the things that I'm looking forward to as far as movies and stuff like that is concerned. So, a little bit of catching up to do on my part, but still definitely excited about it. And it's easier to catch up when it's either on A, Netflix, or B, the Blu-ray. So, we're going to actually kind of cut this episode short. We're going to give you
I'm cool with that.
Another couple.
I'll be on 2 episodes.
About half an hour, 40-minute episodes. But
so, how do you want to do this then?
That's right. A little bit less, but a little bit more in the end.
There's a lot of content in that first one.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
How did you catch up with Fear the Boot in in such a short amount of time?
But how are we going to cap off this movie fun stuff?
That's
getting
right.
back into podcasting episode.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's right. So we want to thank Keith for being on our show tonight, and we want to thank you guys for listening. And we hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, and we will see you soon.
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus